Welcome back. I just woke up. The dogs sensed a threat, and they sought to neutralize that threat. They barked, bark, 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 woo, 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 bark, 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 woo, 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 because they don't all bark, 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 and they all don't woo, woo, woo. Woo is Tulsa, bark, bark, bark. The other two, that's what they. No. It was at the door. Oh, welcome to the value in the box from Mom's Meals. I don't know what's better, having a red bone or a parrot. Probably a parrot, depending on what you taught the parrot or who taught and what they taught the parrot to say. Because the parrot could be stubborn, but that thing's in the cage or on the cage. You don't have to walk the stubborn parrot. Anyway, you would love both. You should. I hope you do. Because both have value. But sometimes there's very little value. Sometimes there's no value. I woke up thinking about that. And then I brought the box in and I thought, let's talk about that. Let's talk about value. Let's talk about the value in the box. Because I woke up thinking about the value of a person. Some people have no value. Some people, they have a lot of money. They live in an ivory tower. But they have no value as a person, no value in life. I'm not saying you wipe them off the board. I'm just saying they live with a lack of respect for themselves. They live like they won the lottery. They don't respect their value. They don't respect their worth. They buy all their friends. Everyone around them is only there because they're taking a free ride on the gravy train. All right, I gotta wake up. I woke up. Let me swim up out of the deep end here. And I don't know how many cups it's going to take on my way up out the deep end. But yeah, I'll go deep. I'm going to separate these in two categories. Value, no value. Well, let's be honest. One category is actually like has little to no value, right? Whereas one category has value, whether it be it's good or it's just utilitarian, right? There's one category. Can you guess which it is? All right. Here's the category with value. I'm kidding. This skyscraper, little to no value. This small pile, good stuff and utilitarian value. This is all my opinion, right? These are frozen meals, and some of them aren't bad. Some of them are bad, like my opinion, right? This is what we call Meals on Wheels. These are not mine, but some
Mom's meals.
Mom's meals, yes. But basically, yeah, you can get these basically if you're on like Medicare or Medicaid or something, right?
Disabled.
Disabled.
Yeah.
So some of these are not bad, but some of these, whether you heat them up or not, they have a funky smell, and they just barely pass as edible, right? I don't like them, and I'm surprised by them. See, some of these have some value to them, like you get a veg and then you get something with meat in it. This is Swedish style meatballs with creamy mushroom sauce, pasta, and carrots. The carrots have a lot of value in them. This over here, the main course, oh, it could be better. These could be improved upon. They could be extremely edible, extremely aromatic. They don't have to smell like a can of Alpo smells better. These smell similar to me, but here, let's bring you to our pile of value. What's the good stuff? Now, some people might like these. This is just my opinion. You should be appreciative if you're getting these, but they could be better. They could be improved upon. They could have a lot of value to them, right? They could. Here we go. Look at this. These are actually really good. These tortillas, awesome. Super appreciative of these being in the box, right? I know you are, because they're really, really good. And then you get whole wheat bread. That is utilitarian. However, these English muffins, I'm gonna eat those right. I'm gonna eat that right now. This is not my box, but the person doesn't like those. Okay, you want me to explain what these are? These are silver bags. Nice and pretty, right? These are really good when you're fishing for a moray eel, because they're shiny. So these are utilitarian, right? This is instant milk. Instant milk. That's a chocolate chip cookie. That's the only sin in the box. And if there was more than one, it would be gluttony. So it's not really much of a sin, is it? Those are pretty good. Pretty good. Wish there was more than one in the box. So, you know, usually there's a bunch of apple juice in this box, and there's no apple juice today. But we have Sun Glow European style butter blend. I don't have an opinion. So, this is really, really good that they send you instant milk. Fresh milk is better, but don't knock this. Have you ever tried buttermilk blah blah blah? Oh, I'm trying to do this in one take. Let me transfer my mind. Let's get up there on Lake Woodbegone. Garrison Keeler just came into the room. Have you ever tried instant milk biscuits? Powder milk biscuits. Get it right. Okay, Garrison Keeler was not in the room. Still dyslexic. Nothing improved there. Yeah, powder milk. That's what this is. This is powder milk. Now, if you've ever seen Hometown Companion, if you ever listened to Garrison Keeler, you may have always thought that it was a joke, powder milk biscuits. Powder milk, instant milk, is really good for baking with. I don't understand it either. But I've tried it, and it's amazing. Any recipe, baking recipe that calls for milk, when you substitute powdered milk, wow. Totally different. So, I've seen recipes for like fry bread and other things that call for instant milk, and I always thought, nah, let's go with the one with fresh milk. I have a different opinion now, because this is good for baking. Amazing enough. Who would have thought it? Yeah, you're right. Everything's got some value. Sometimes things have like little value. I mean, sometimes it seems like things have no value. There are things out there that like it's the value of it is lost upon you. Value is very important. We're not just talking about money here. We're talking about worth. When you have nothing, something that doesn't smell that great, but feeds you and you don't get sick, or I guess that's the value. You've got to be appreciative of what you get in life. However, when there's somebody making it for you, and they're making it to where, yeah, they could always make it better. Things could always get better. And things will get better. You will find value. You will find worth. You have to work for it. Let me put this stuff away. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being members of the channel. And yeah, you're right. I will see y'all next time.